Welcome back to the Nomad Playbook, and today we're focusing on safety. Most safety lists mix pickpocketing and scams in with actual violence and call it one score. This list does not. Every city here was ranked on physical violence only, homicide rates, assault data, and the Global Peace Index. These are the 15 safest capital cities in Europe, counting down to number 1. Number 15, Bratislava, Slovakia. Bratislava does not get talked about much in travel circles, which is part of why it earns a spot here. It is a small capital by European standards, sitting at under 500,000 people, and that scale works in its favor. Violent crime rates are low across the board, and Numbeo users consistently rate the city well on physical safety. Slovakia does not make international headlines for violence, and that is not an accident. It has quietly maintained low assault and homicide figures for years. It is not glamorous, and the city has its rough edges, but if the question is how likely you are to be physically harmed, Bratislava comes in well below the European average. Number 14, Nicosia, Cyprus. Nicosia is one of the more overlooked capitals in Europe, partly because Cyprus itself tends to fly under the radar. But the violent crime data here is genuinely low. Homicide incidents in Cyprus are rare enough that individual cases make national news, which tells you something about how unusual they are. Assault rates are minimal. The city has a relaxed street environment even at night, and both Eurostat and Numbeo data consistently back that up. It is worth noting that Nicosia is a divided city, with the northern part under separate administration. But the Republic of Cyprus side, where most residents and visitors are located, sits solidly in safe territory. Number 13, Prague, Czech Republic. Prague makes this list with a caveat. It is one of the most visited cities in Europe, and tourist areas do attract petty crime. But petty crime is not what we are measuring. On physical violence specifically, Prague performs well. Czech Republic data from Eurostat shows weapons-related incidents are rare, and the homicide rate sits comfortably below the EU average. The city is large, well-policed, and has a culture that is not particularly confrontational. You can walk most of central Prague late at night without meaningful concern for your physical safety. That tracks with both the data and what long-term residents report. Number 12, Amsterdam, Netherlands. Amsterdam is the official capital of the Netherlands, though The Hague is where the government actually sits. It earns a spot here on the strength of the Netherlands' overall peaceful standing. The country ranks in the global top 20 on the 2025 Global Peace Index, and Amsterdam's violent crime numbers are low relative to a city of its size and tourist density. There is some drug-related activity in certain areas, and the red light district has its own dynamics, but physical violence against random residents or visitors is not a significant statistical concern. The assault rate is well below cities like Brussels or Paris, which sit at a similar size. Number 11, Valletta, Malta. Valletta is the smallest capital city on this list, and that plays directly into its safety profile. Malta recorded just 2 intentional homicides across the entire country in 2023. 2. For context, that is across a population of around 530,000 people. Even accounting for the small population, that homicide rate is extraordinarily low. Street violence is essentially non-existent in Valletta by any measurable standard. The city is compact, walkable, and has a community feel even though it draws significant tourism. If raw homicide data is your primary metric, Valletta arguably deserves to be higher on this list. Number 10, Luxembourg City, Luxembourg. Luxembourg recorded just 4 intentional homicides in all of 2023, across the entire country. Luxembourg City, where most of the population is concentrated, operates with a level of public safety that reflects its broader social stability. It is one of the wealthiest countries in the world, with strong institutions, low inequality relative to income levels, and a political environment that has been stable for decades. those factors correlate directly with low physical violence. It is not an exciting entry, but the numbers are hard to argue with. Luxembourg consistently appears in the lowest violence tier of European nations. Number 9. Ljubljana, Slovenia. Slovenia sits in the Global 10 on the Global Peace Index. Ljubljana, its capital, reflects that. Eurostat specifically flags Slovenia as one of the EU countries where weapons-related crime incidents are rare, which is a telling indicator for physical violence specifically. The city is small enough that the community dynamic keeps antisocial behavior in check, but large enough to have proper infrastructure and policing. Violent crime here feels almost theoretical. Residents and expats living in Ljubljana consistently describe it as one of the most effortlessly safe places they have lived in Europe, and the data backs that description up. Number 8. Helsinki, Finland. Finland is top 15 on the Global Peace Index, and Helsinki earns its spot here with one important nuance worth knowing. Finland has higher rates of alcohol-related domestic violence than its Scandinavian neighbors. That statistic shows up in some broader crime data and can inflate Finland's overall numbers compared to, say, Norway or Iceland. However, public and street violence in Helsinki is genuinely low. Your risk of being physically harmed in a public space is minimal. The domestic violence issue is real and something Finnish society actively grapples with, but it does not translate into the kind of public safety concern that would disqualify Helsinki from this ranking. Number 7. Oslo, Norway. Norway has been in the top 10 of the Global Peace Index for years running, and Oslo is the capital that reflects that national character most directly. Violent crime rates are low across assault, homicide, and weapons-related incidents. What stands out about Norway specifically is that its low violence rates persist despite being a high-income, high-immigration country, which challenges a lot of assumptions people carry about what drives crime. Strong institutions, high social trust, and one of the best welfare systems in the world appear to do a lot of the work here. Oslo is not cheap, but it is consistently one of the physically safest major capitals in Europe. Number 6. Copenhagen, Denmark. Denmark ranked 8th globally on the 2025 Global Peace Index, and Copenhagen earns that. Interpersonal violence is low, homicide rates are well below the EU average, and the city has a culture of public trust that makes it feel genuinely safe to navigate at most hours. There is one honest caveat. Copenhagen has had gang-related shootings, primarily concentrated in specific neighborhoods connected to organized crime disputes. These incidents rarely involve civilians, and the city has invested heavily in reducing them. Outside of those isolated areas and dynamics, the physical violence picture for Copenhagen residents and visitors is very clean. Number 5. Lisbon, Portugal. Portugal ranked 7th globally on the 2025 Global Peace Index, and Lisbon is a strong example of why. Physical violence is uncommon, homicide rates are low, assault data comes in well below Western European averages, and the city has a relaxed street culture that does not carry a lot of tension. Lisbon has grown significantly as a tourist and expat destination over the last decade, and that has brought some growing pains around cost of living and crowding, but it has not driven a meaningful increase in violent crime. It remains one of the genuinely safe options for a capital of its size, and the data has been consistent for years. Number 4. Vilnius, Lithuania. Vilnius is an interesting case. Lithuania historically had elevated violent crime rates compared to its Baltic neighbors, and that reputation has caused people to overlook how much has changed. Vilnius specifically trends below the Lithuanian national average on violence, and that national average has been coming down steadily. The city has a large student population, a growing startup and tech scene, and increasing investment in public safety infrastructure. It is not at the level of Oslo or Vienna yet, but it is improving faster than most European capitals, and its current physical violence numbers justify a spot in the top 5 of this list. It deserves more credit than it typically gets. Number 3. Vienna, Austria. Austria ranked 4th globally on the 2025 Global Peace Index, and Vienna delivers on that reputation. It is one of the largest cities on this list by population, which makes its safety record even more impressive. Violent crime is low across all major categories: homicide, assault, weapons incidents. Vienna has consistently ranked as one of the most livable cities in the world, and physical safety is a core part of that score, not just quality of restaurants and public transport. There are isolated incidents, as in any major city, but as a statistical matter, your risk of physical harm in Vienna is well below what you would face in comparably sized European capitals. Number 2. Bern, Switzerland. Switzerland also ranked 4th globally on the 2025 Global Peace Index, tied with Austria, and Bern is where that plays out at the capital level. Worth noting that Bern is Switzerland's federal city and de facto capital, not Zurich, which tends to get more attention internationally. Bern has extremely low assault rates, minimal weapons incidents, and a homicide rate that is effectively at the floor of what European cities record. It is a relatively small, affluent, politically stable city with strong institutions and a culture that prioritizes civic order. If you want pure physical safety data with no caveats, Bern is one of the cleanest cases on this list. Number 1. Reykjavik, Iceland. Iceland has topped the Global Peace Index for 18 consecutive years. That is not a coincidence or a branding exercise. It reflects genuine, measurable reality. Reykjavik has a homicide rate of approximately 0.3 per 100,000 people. Street violence is so rare that individual incidents become national news. The country does not have a standing army. Gun ownership exists, but is tightly regulated and culturally oriented toward hunting, not personal conflict. The social cohesion here is exceptional, and inequality is low, and trust in institutions is among the highest in the world. Every metric for physical violence points in the same direction. If you want the single safest capital city in Europe by the numbers, it is Reykjavik, and it is not particularly close. That is your top 15 safest European capitals by physical violence. If your city did not make it, drop it in the comments and I will tell you where it ranks. And remember to subscribe for more videos like this.